Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and today we've got a jam-packed live stream. We are going to be looking at the price of XRP and my full strategy on XRP, what I'm thinking, what has occurred in XRP in the past week and how I'm preparing for the week ahead. So we'll have all the charts to show you on XRP. We're going to be looking at the S&P 500. We've got a volatile week ahead. We are looking to see if we can close a couple gaps and head 3% to the upside. That is a very big potential. We are looking at the NASDAQ, which we were thinking earlier this weekend, yesterday in fact, with the extra streams we did this week, that there is a possibility of a 10% move to the upside as well on the NASDAQ. Why is that? Because we've seen the news about the tariffs. We've been covering that early in the show. If it's your first time hearing, there were tariffs in place against China that were causing the prices of electronics, microchips, for example, to surge to the upside. They came out and they said they are exempt. That happened late on Friday. We covered that news, and then today we got the news that they are going. They were going to be excluded before, and today we got the news that they are here to stay in a different capacity. They're not going to stay right now, but there will be new tariffs on microchips. The electronics are going to be part of that. So we were expecting a big pump this afternoon. I think the pump is going to be less. So now, in theory, it is still better news than we had on Friday during market hours. So we will be doing an extended show showing you all of that. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's get started by looking briefly at XRP, and later on in the show we will be doing a deeper dive on XRP. What's been happening with XRP's price? Well, we've been in this downwards trend for a while now. I did take some profits around all-time highs, $3, $3.20. That was live on the show. I showed you exactly when I was taking some profits. Wasn't my full position, it was actually a rather small part of my position, but the reason I did that is because it looked like that is a higher risk area to be part of XRP. We have now come back down to the $2 level. That $2 level has historically shown us support. Last Sunday we covered the live show and I said $2 is being tested again. This time round it's very likely we're going to break, and I've got a few levels of support I'm looking at. That was $1.70 and $1.84. Both below $2, both areas I bought, came back to the 200-day moving average, and we've bounced very nicely, and we're back above $2. So we have gained our resistance. We've gone back above the resistance. We have now got $2 back as support. So that is very, very bullish for XRP. We also had massive news this week on the acquisition that Ripple made. We'll be covering that later on as well. We've also been looking at gold this week. This is just a quick recap, and we'll be diving deeper into all of these. We've got gold this week, last week, that went up a considerable amount. I haven't seen a weekly candle for gold like this in a long time. We had a swing for gold up about 10% in a week. That is a large amount of market cap that has been restored into gold, that people are putting their money into, central banks buying it across the world. Uncertain times, people hedge their bets by buying one of the safest assets out there, which is gold. And that's been performing very well. We do have some targets on gold. We can also look at silver. I know a lot of people are invested in silver as well. And silver has bounced from that $29 area that we've said is a very strong support, and we are heading back, it seems, to $34. Before we get any further, I do want to reiterate, anything I say during this video is not financial advice. This is my thoughts and opinions only, so please do not trade based on what I'm saying. This is just a hobby of mine. I like looking at charts. It helps me invest. It helps me keep a clear mind, and that's why I use them. And so please don't do it as financial advice. This is just one of the tools in your toolbox, and that's how I use it. So that is what's going on with silver. You can also have a look at the world's largest cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. It came down to 75,000, exactly down to 75,000. While it broke a little bit below, but $75,000 is exactly the target we had in mind for Bitcoin. If you look at that, it came right down to the $74,000 level, which is the previous high in 2024. That's where I was expecting it to go. One little tip for you when you're trading, when you're looking at charts, when you break out of an important level, you want to see a retest. We broke out of 74,000 back in November, and we never got a proper retest of what level? Well, the previous all-time high at 74,000. We went into this bull flag, we broke above 74,000. That was a technical resistance, that was the area. We never retested it, and that's why my target was $74,000, because you should be getting these retests to be fairly bullish on a stock or crypto, and that retest never occurred, and we finally got that retest. So Bitcoin is looking like it is holding $74,000 support, and it's looking ready for its next leg up. I know a lot of people are also invested in ADA. We looked at the 50 cents level as an important level. That has held. So 50 cents was a nice entry for ADA. And the next target is 74 cents. This stream is going to be focused on you. We're going to be going in and out of members only mode. Moderators are going to be on high alert. If you're a moderator, please keep an eye on the chat. We are going to be switching between members only and giving everyone the chance to comment as well. But if we want to, we will go back to members only. We will be focusing the stream on your comments and your suggestions. We will be doing a lot of your suggestions, so please let me know what you want me to look at, and we will look at the charts. We will be having an extended show, so we'll be live for over 2 hours today to be looking at the market open. So thank you all for tuning in. If you have just tuned in, please do me a favor, hit the like button, show your support, and if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. This is going to be a volatile time. We are the only channel, well, one of the only channels, I would say, that there aren't many channels out there that just want to give you the truth. Not trying to sell you fake news. We are here, we care about members, we care about our viewers, and we won't sell ourselves out for sponsorships and all that sort of stuff that other people do. They will sell you fake courses, they'll sell you AI bots, they will sell you scams, they will tell you about FTX. We don't do that. We will provide you the truth. We'll be live every day of the week. So please do subscribe and like the button and hit the like button to stay informed with the real news and the real reactions to the market situation every day of the week. So let me have a quick look at your comments before we deep dive into before we do a deep dive into XRP and the news. Let's see who was here first. We had Matt here first. We've got new members. If you do want to become a member, I'll give you the link. Oh, let me give you the link now. That is that we will be going into members only mode shortly. I'm sure it will be a busy stream. Let me make sure we've got the charts back up. Okay. Who else do we have? We've got Matthew here. We've also got CY Webb is here. Why is everyone saying this will not pump hard like last night? Why is everyone saying this will not pump hard like last night? So we got new news. We got the news from I'm going to pronounce his name wrong again. Martyn did tell me how to pronounce his name, but we got the news from the Trump administration. Let's put it that way. That so on Friday, the 11th of April, so last Friday, we got the Trump administration saying that smartphones, laptops, and other electronics are going to be exempt from those sweeping tariffs that came through from the Chinese imports. That was a massive relief to Apple, Nvidia, the big companies that make up a large portion of the S&P 500, the tech companies that make up the most of the NASDAQ, if not all. And then what changed today, in answer to your question, CY Webb, what changed today is the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, I'm saying it wrong, appeared on ABC's Live this week, and he clarified that the exemptions are only temporary. And what do we mean by temporary? They are in effect now. However, there are going to be semiconductor tariffs coming into place. He said, we saw the interview live, 1 to 2 months. And these things that were exempt are going to be included in those tariffs. Those tariffs are probably going to be lower than this trade war going on between China and US right now, but they will be included. So on the one hand, we thought that everything was going to be excluded because that's what the news told us. However, today the updated news was that they are going to be included in the semiconductor tariffs, which will be due to hit in the next month or two. So yeah, we've got short-term relief right now. That's why we are expecting a rally on the markets shortly. But we do have, again, uncertainty. When are these tariffs going to be? Oh, Robert has become a member.
Robert Jevox has become a member.
Thank you for becoming a member. You get lots and perks, lots of perks and benefits. So thank you for becoming a member. So the short-term relief is there for the big tech. That's from the news that was on Friday. But however, there is new uncertainty from the news from today, with the possibility of these tariffs returning in a month or two. So we know the issues with the tariffs. Let's see if we've got any other comments. Looking forward to market opening soon. Yes, market open will be in about an hour and a half. That's the futures market. That's what we like to have a look at to give us an idea of what we're walking into tomorrow. Evening, everyone, says DJ Haynes. Welcome into the show. Market open early? No, market's not opening early. It's the same time every week. The futures open on Sunday. The opening bell will be tomorrow with Martyn. Bart is here. Welcome in, Bart. A lot of people with 6-month badges. Congratulations. Welcome to everyone who's been a member for over 6 months. That includes Fendrick, Kazan, Sky, Evening. Fedric is here. Hello to you, Fedric. Mr. X is back. We haven't seen you in a while. Everyone is bullish. Normally the opposite happens. Who is buying? Mr. X, thank you for your thoughts. Also, Iran talks are going well over the weekend. Shandy, that is always good to hear. RSR is about to fly, is going to be listed on Coinbase. Congratulations to you if you have any holdings. Hey up, Banana Heads. Vaz is here. He's late again. It's fine. We are going to be, right after this, we have one of Martyn's called it Vaz's best video, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. Vaz's premiere is coming out right after this live stream, so we will all be tuning into that as well. Iran talks going well, but not sure about Russia. Yes, we haven't seen much progress on the Russia front of things right now. Still, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of volatility. We'll be exploring ways to deal with volatility. I've got a few listed actually. I was taking let me see if I can find it. I was taking some notes earlier about, here we go, I wrote some notes. So to deal with the volatility, because one thing that is for certain this week and these coming months, there's going to be a lot of volatility. Please do participate in the poll. What do you expect for the markets this week? Massive volatility. 46% of you are expecting volatility. I agree with you. Slower bleed, 17%. Relief rally, 27%. Flat and boring, 10%. We can't tell if there's going to be a slow bleed, relief rally, or flat and boring. I am more bullish tonight on the open. So if I had to choose one of these, I would say there'll be a relief rally on market open. But one thing is for certain, in my opinion, massive volatility. That's what we're going to see a lot of. So how do we deal with volatility? Volatility, you have to stay calm, because volatility doesn't mean there's a crisis. The market swings are normal, especially when all these tariff news keep coming out. But if you react, this is what we can control. If you react emotionally, it can lead to poor decisions. What do I mean by this? We were covering it live the other day when we were waiting for the Chinese tariffs to come into play. If you act with emotions, for example, the markets come down, you want to mitigate your losses, so you sell out. That's fine. That's your decision. But the next decision you're going to make is going to be even more important. When are you going to re-enter your positions? you won't. You're making an emotional choice on the way down. You're probably going to make an emotional choice on the way up. And the very next day, what happened? We had one of the best days in the stock market that we've ever seen. So you sold out. The next day, the stock market went up 10%. When are you going to buy back? Are you going to buy back and FOMO back in at the top? It's very hard decisions. It's not as easy. I'm going to sell. I'm going to buy back lower. When are you going to buy back lower? So control your emotions, make sure you're making the right decision. Selling out, buying in, that's called day trading, and 95% of day traders lose money. So it's better to be in the markets for the longer term, especially, and this really applies to when you're in companies, in indexes, in companies that are very well established, the S&P 500, Apple, Microsoft, those sorts of companies. It doesn't really apply to Tilray brands or SBC and stuff like that. That if you sell, you might be saving yourself a lot of money because those companies are likely to go bankrupt. Um, but again, that could be part of your riskier part of your portfolio as well. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not putting in more than you can afford to lose on crypto, on those smaller market cap stocks. Again, back to volatility, because we're all expecting volatility. A few more things that I want to bring out and share with you. Volatility only affects things in the short term. It presents opportunity. Things go down quickly. We've seen it times and times again. Every time there's been a recession, it's normally the best time to buy. But you need to focus on the long term. You need to take out the noise, which is what we're trying to do. Follow the news, but you don't have to act on every piece of news. You have to focus on the long term. Zoom out of the charts and see how your gains will get amplified. Because when you make short-term decisions, you normally make bad decisions. So focus on the long term. Short-term noise rarely affects long-term gains. Zoom out. If your investment thesis hasn't changed, if you bought it for one reason, then you have to stay the course. If you bought Apple at $150 because you thought this company is going to continue to grow, the margins are great, people are always going to buy iPhones, then why are you selling it at $100? The reason you bought it at $150 is the same reason. Nothing's changed. The company hasn't changed. There are tariffs introduced, but in the long term, it is probably one of the biggest companies in the world. It's probably going to come out the other side better, stronger, or if not the same. It's going to stay on track. You also, in my opinion, should be holding cash or safer assets on the side. Cash to be buying up the dips. Again, none of this is financial advice, but a lot of it applies to a lot of people. So these are some tips. Maybe it adds to your investment thesis. Keeping some cash, buying bonds, having a part of your portfolio in defense sectors gives you flexibility. It allows you to buy dips if opportunities arise. I always have. I sold out of the stock market the day that it was announced that Trump was going to be president. I had that plan during the elections. Once I heard all his promises, which are tariffs. Whether or not tariffs are good for the long term, I knew tariffs. I was very certain tariffs are going to bring uncertainty in the shorter term. Oh wow!
Chris Botix donated £10 through a super chat. Hi Sensei. Could you look at RKLB? I'm with them for over a year, and I'm up to speed with all the news and developments, but I would like to hear what you think about it from the chart perspective.
Thank you very much, Chris Botix. We will look at RKLB. It's one of our best trades of the year. So we will get onto that. Thank you for your super chat. If you do want to look at specific stock or crypto, if you do a super chat, we can have a look into it for you. I sold out of the markets, the stock markets especially, not really the crypto markets, when I heard Trump's manifesto and once he became president, because I knew it was going to bring uncertainty. And for me, I wanted to de-risk from the stock market, and there's better opportunities to buy back. So I've been laddering back in on this dip. I've been DCAing in, and I've been buying more when I feel like the stocks are oversold. The reason I did that is because uncertainty was going to come into the market. Uncertainty, companies don't like it, retail don't like it, Wall Street doesn't like uncertainty, companies can't plan forward. That's why there is this massive volatility and volatility towards the downside. So having cash, bonds, all of this sort of stuff helps mitigate from that. I'm big on gold. I like gold, and that's been performing very well. I've just mentioned using the dollar cost averaging method. This dollar cost averaging method is one of the methods that people use. That is probably the most successful strategy for most normal investors out there. If you're a bit more into the markets, then you might decide to buy it on dips. My strategy is to dollar cost average into things I like, but especially when they're oversold.
Jim has become a member.
Thank you, Jim, for becoming a member. You get lots and perks of benefits. Please do hit the like button if you've just come in. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We do have a poll running at the moment. We're just talking about the most likely scenario, which is volatility and how to react to volatility. We will come back onto the XRP news, the XRP chart, your chart suggestions, and we'll be staying until market open, where we are expecting a pump to the upside. Another thing I've got written down is panic selling, avoiding panic selling. Panic selling, you're acting on your emotions. You need to control your emotions. You need to look at the charts. You need to have a strategy in place. What will I do if the markets come down 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%? What will I do if the markets go sideways for 10 years, 5 years, 4 years? What will I do if the markets go up? Each of those, there's only three things that can happen in the market. And when you enter a position, you need to write down, or you need to think, what am I going to do if this position goes down? What am I going to do if this position goes sideways? And what am I going to do if the position goes up? If it goes up, do you have a take profit strategy? Are you holding for the very long term? Does that even matter? If it goes sideways, do you have a way to produce income? Do you need the money in the short term? Hopefully not, because you're investing in equities. If it goes down, do you have more money to invest? Are you happy with the risk tolerance? Are you happy if you're holding an individual stock, if it goes bankrupt? All these sort of stuff, where you're going to buy more, if it's an index, all those sort of stuff. You have to have a strategy when you're going in, and there's three things that can happen. It can go up, sideways, or down, and you have to have a strategy for each of them. Follow the news, but don't chase it. We are going to be informed so we can make informed decisions, but you don't trade every single headline unless you're an experienced day trader. And it's also, most importantly, or one of the more important things for me, is you seek opportunities. Does it present opportunities? And for XRP, it did. It did present me an amazing buying opportunity. It's areas that I've laid out for months and months. I had a strategy in place for when XRP comes down, and my strategy was to buy at specific levels that are charting levels, that are areas of value and lower risk, in my opinion. The 50% retrace from the all-time high, $1.70, I was buying more. $1.83, I was buying more. I have a strategy to buy back at $1 if necessary. I am happy for it to go down there. Actually, I'll be excited if it goes down there, because I can buy more, because I know the potential of XRP. I'm also ready to lose it all on XRP. It's a risky asset class, crypto. I don't think XRP is going anywhere. I think XRP is actually going to $10 still this year if everything stays on track. Worst case scenario, I think it will go to $12.50, just like banks are now saying in the next 3 or 4 years. I expect this to go to $50 to $100 in the next 5 to 10 years as well. So I'm happy buying XRP. I would prefer it to go lower because I've got a long-term horizon. I've also got a plan for the short term. If it pops to $10 this year, I will be selling a majority of my position. If it goes sideways for 4 years, I'll be accumulating. I've got a plan. I'm happy with my plan, and I'm sticking to it. And this is an example of me sticking to my plan, because I sold at these levels that I was happy to sell out a small portion of my position, and I've been buying at levels that I've also planned to buy at months in advance. So I'm always looking ahead, and making strategies based on that. So let's continue with your comments, and then we can come back to some specific stocks, and we'll start doing some of your suggestions. Let's scroll up a little bit. We've got MSK in the chat today, it looks like. Where is he? I just saw someone comment MSK. Good evening, Stephen Lodowski, says James. Hello, James. Always lovely to see you. Sense, is this a good time to get into RSR? We might have time to look for it, if look at it. If not, if you give a super chat, we can have a look for it. Is market open? Market is not open. It will be open in an hour and a half. We'll be covering market open. Hey Sensei, can I get Discord please, with the full stop? I did try and have a look for you, Wingo. I don't think I could find that specific username. We'll have another look at it later on, Wingo. Let's see if we can find you. We will have a look at it later, so do remind us. We normally do it throughout the week. Any thoughts on Mantra Crash? I haven't heard of that, Ricky. I'm sorry to say. We can have a look at it though. Mantra crashes. What is mantra? Let's have a look. Ricky, let's have a look for you. Mantra. Oh, it's a crypto. Let's have a look. OMU USD. Wow. Look at this chart. Wow. Is that today? It's down 90% in the last 3 days. Oh my god. This looks like a rug pull to me. Oh my god, what's happened today? Mantra to be where. I'll try and find some news. Let's have a look at some news. Let's see if X is providing any news on that. It looks like a scam. Let's have a look at what Twitter is saying, because that is a big correction. A month ago, Bybit official got hacked for over $1 billion in ETH. The founder, Ben Bybit, didn't rest asleep, was giving an update for today. We have Mantra token falling. Mantra is down. It looks like it's been rug pulled from $9 to 50 cents. There's no question about it. It's heavily manipulated token with supply control. So yes, it has been rug pulled, and that is just another risk of cryptocurrencies. The founders can take it all away from you, and that is an example of Mantra. So there's not much to say about it. Unlucky if you're involved. Take it as a learning opportunity about cryptocurrencies. A lot of them are scams, and right now we're looking at Mantra down 90% on the day. This is terrible to see. I'm sure a lot of people are going to take trading opportunities here, but I wouldn't be touching it at all. Um, Even if it goes up 1,000%, I don't care. This looks like a scam, and it is awful to see, especially when this has been trading for a very long time. How long has this been on the market? Since 2020. Wow. Oh my God. Completely been rug pulled. I've never even heard of it, to be honest. So yeah, thank you for bringing that to our attention. There's not much to say about that though, but it's good to cover. It's good to see just what I was only talking about earlier. If you're investing in an individual stock or crypto, especially crypto, be prepared for those massive corrections and for it to go to zero. And people say, well, it can't go to zero. Well, look at Mantra. It's dropped to 90% in a day. It's been rug pulled. It's probably going to zero. So that's an example of what we were talking about earlier. Um, People buy at 30 cents now, selling. Yes, the Mantra crash. Thank you for everyone bringing that to my attention. Please move on to the XRP news. We will get to that shortly. Hi Sensei, could you look at RXLB? I'm with them for over a year and I'm up to speed with all the news and developments, but I would like to hear what you have to think about from a chart perspective. Yes, let's look at Rocket Lab. Let's have a look. Rocket Lab has been one of our best trades of the year, actually. RKLB. And you can see it as soon as you look at the chart, because this is the area specifically when it broke out here around $4, the accumulation. This is the area we were really taking interest in Rocket Lab, and that was around $4. It's made new all-time highs, I believe. Yes, it did. It went all the way to $34, $4 to $34. But you want us to have a look at the chart, so let's start with looking at it zoomed out, and then we'll zoom in. Pre-market opens in an hour and a half and we'll be going live throughout the day. So make sure you keep us open, make sure you stay engaged. We're going to be answering your questions throughout the day, throughout the next hour and a half until we get to market open. So if you want to do a request, you can do a super chat. This is what Chris has done, and we're looking at his suggestion, Rocket Lab. So Rocket Lab IPO'd again, like most things, at $10. It had its initial spike, like most IPOs, and then it went into its downtrend. This downtrend caused an accumulation period. It had a level that no one wanted to sell and everyone wanted to buy, and that was at $3.50. It was quite clear everyone wanted to buy it there, and no one was willing to sell at those positions. The market held up the price of our Rocket Lab at $3.50. Then we had this downward sloping resistance, and that gave us the confirmation that a supply line was being broken. We had various resistances in place, which it went exactly as predicted. You went through each resistance, came back for support, and you broke through all of them. You then, our targets were mainly all-time highs, and that got hit. Well, $15 and $21 were the main targets for our Rocket Lab position. We hit $15, we hit $21, and we actually went and made new all-time highs. So currently it's come back down, it's broken previous all-time highs, and it's come down to our level of support at $15. So let's just run some quick Fibonacci's just to see where we are from high to low. Look at that! Oh my god, the last take profit levels, or main one, is also the 618, the 1.618, and that's exactly the last area it hit. So every single take profit zone was hit. Everyone took profits on that final one, and that's driven the price down. So that's a very normal reaction. Everyone who took positions down here took their profits at $15, $21, and their final one at $32. Makes perfect sense all through Fibonacci's and resistance levels. What we've got going on here is that big sell-off and a move to the upside. So we are now technically in a downtrend for Rocket Lab. We've had that big move to the upside. People have sold out. People have made their money. No one's really interested in it with these market conditions. You know the news better than I do. So let's just focus on the charts right now. Let's move down to the 1-day time frame. Is there any bullish divergence? So I'm going to pull up the RSI down here. You've got a lower high, so you do actually have a potential exhaustion of sellers. You've got a lower low on the actual price. You've got a higher high on the RSI. That shows seller exhaustion. People won't really want to be selling now. You're at support. You're at the 200-day moving average. You've tested at support. Exactly where you are right now, there is no trade. If you're looking at this from a trading perspective, there is no trade where you are right now. The most important level is $15. That is held for now. You've got a double bottom situation. You've got sell exhaustion. So $15 was a good entry point. Right now, there is no, you're in the middle of no man's land. There's no support where you are right now. In fact, there is resistance right above you around $21 to $22. So what if I was looking at the stock, what I'd be looking at is I'd be either holding my position or I'd be sat on the sidelines if I don't have a position, because right now this could just continue going sideways between these two resistance points. What you have to look for is $21 and also $15. So those are the two places that there is trades in place. Over here at $21, that will be resistance. People will be selling at that point. Here at $15, that is support. People will be buying up at those points. People will be looking for trades to downside at those levels. People will be looking at trades to the upside at $15, trades to downside at $21. However, once those trades are complete and people will get entry points, there is the possibility that big buyers come in and they break the resistance, $21. If $21 breaks, that's when you start looking at towards the upside. The main technical level of resistance will then be $32, and the next.
Cyweb2 donated $4.99 through a super chat. DAG chart analysis AMM pair XRPP/DAG on the Ripple ledger.
CY Web, it will have to be on TradingView. We will see if we can find that on TradingView for you. If it's not on TradingView, unfortunately, we can't have a look at it during this stream. We only have TradingView open today, but hopefully we can find it. Back to Rocket Lab. If it breaks $21, the next, you're targeting all-time highs, but also if you take the Fibonacci from the all-time high to this point, you are looking at typical retrace points. Other levels will be $24, $30, and then back to all-time highs. So you do have, and I'll always be looking at the 786, as even if it's a bearish move to the downside, you can go to 786 for a deep retrace and continue your move to the downside. Just taking a step back, looking at this chart, in the long term, you are in a uptrend. You are in a parabolic uptrend. Parabolic uptrends come to an end. They normally have an aggressive move to the downside. This looks like that aggressive move has come to an end. You came back down to support that was not only horizontal, but also you also had the 200-day moving average. On a Fibonacci point, you've come back down to the 618, and if that's a normal retrace point. So you could still be in this long-term uptrend. $21 is next. The uptrend is still basically intact because you had that parabolic uptrend. Your move to the downside, it does look like Rocket Lab wants to head higher up. So as a trader, I'll be looking at this for the longer term and saying it's probably going to go to $29. But to be safe, I want to see it break $21. I'll still probably have an entry point because it'll probably go up, test it as support, and then move to the upside, just like it has on previous support levels before. For example, that first breakout point, you're somewhere like this, where you break out, you test it as support, and then you continue your moves to the upside. You break out from a level, you come back down, and you break through it. You did have a gap that needed to be filled. That gap has got filled, which is good news. So that's good. So yes, $21 is the key level to break, and once $21 is broken, there is significant upside potential on Rocket Lab. However, if I was looking at the stock, and a lot of traders will, and a lot of investors will be looking at this. They've already made 800% in a year on Rocket Lab, so it's not the most exciting low risk opportunity out there in the market. I would just be holding and seeing how the price movement stays. But do request this later in different Sunday shows that we can keep up to date. For me, it's not very exciting because there was more exciting levels, more low risk levels down there. From a charting perspective, if you already know the news, you know my thoughts on it now, and it needs to hold $15 to break $21 to continue the uptrend. Back to your questions. Thank you for the super chat and supporting the show. Let's see if this next super chat is available. DAG USD. DAG. But you want XRPP DAG. So XRP DAG I can't find. However, DAG USD, if this is the correct chart, if it's consolidation, no, constellation, constellation. If it's DAG USD, if this is the chart, if it's 4 cents, let me know and have a look at it. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. If this is the correct chart, I can't find DAG. I can't find XRPP/DAG on TradingView. However, if this is the correct chart up here, the price is at 4 cents. Let me know and we can look at it. Holding strong this week. Good luck to you. Let's have an amazing week. Good luck, Zax8. Let me know if you want us to have a look at SBC. Mute Zach, holding strong here. Do you think SBC was squeezed? We can have a look at SBC. There is always a possibility of SBC squeezing, considering the market cap is so small now, and there's a lot of shorters in the market. CY, yes, that's the one you want us to look at. Let's have a look at it. How do you become a member? Well, here is the membership link. We will be moving over to members only mode very shortly. That's the membership link for you there. AMM is on the Ripple ledger and it's investment opportunity for bears. Thank you, CY Web. I just don't have that open, but it sounds like I've got the right chart for you here. I remember back in 2008, a few 7+ days, we always went lower again. We will take a couple months for the treasuries to confirm why they are going higher. Yes, volatility can always occur. Even if this is a downtrend, we will have good days within it. Automatically market maker. AMMs. Yes, thank you, CY Web. DAG consolidation, DAG USD, something we haven't looked at before. So let's go to the weekly chart and do some analysis. Here's a fresh chart. Here's how I look at a chart. I put my resistance I put my support at the all-time lows. I put something a level at the IPO prices. However, yeah, that will be the ICO prices. We'll have to put something at the all-time highs just for reference. Any other support and resistances I see, that seems like a strong one. The first push to the upside before you had your retrace and then the mega move to the upside. That has also been resistance recently. What else do we have? You've also got this support here. Okay, so that's the main horizontal resistance lines. Then we can do some Fibonacci points from the all-time highs to the levels we are at currently. We can label this as the 0.1 236. That's a Fibonacci point. So if you ever want to look at this again, we can have reference to what we're looking at. That's the 786. And then we've got the 50% retrace, 0.5. And we've also got 0.3, 0.382.
Alex D has become a member.
Oh wow, thank you Alex T for becoming a member. There's lots and perks of benefits, 0.618. You get so much out that compared to what you put in, so congratulations. Okay, so let's give you some fireworks. Okay, so we know specific levels that we will be looking at in the longer term. So right now you are sat at support and fairly significant support. What I would be doing if I don't have a position in this and I like the fundamentals, again, it's not financial advice, I would be buying at this level. I would be prepared to buy it at 0.02 and I'll be ready for it to go to all-time lows again. Again, just like we were saying earlier, the same thing applies to stocks, crypto. You need to be prepared for the downside, the sideways, and the upwards. So to be prepared for the downside, if I was DCAing, I'd have a special DCA strategy to buy at this level, to buy a bit lower at this level, and also be prepared for it to drop a significant amount and be buying it lower if the fundamentals haven't changed. So that's my strategy on the way down. Right now we're at support. On the way up, we've got the 200-week moving average around 0.08. That will be moving constantly. However, just above it, we do have some resistance. Remember from the first point it moved up, came down and went on that parabolic move to the upside. That's between 0.8 and 0.9. Sorry, 0.08 and 0.09. That is the first level of resistance. That is somewhere I would be considering taking profits because that is a significant move to the upside from where we are. From right now to those levels up there, we are looking at a 120, 100%, 130% move to the upside. So that is an area I'll be taking some profits, not because I don't believe in it long term, if I did know the fundamentals of this coin, but because there is a chance it will come back lower and I can get a better entry point. And if it doesn't, I've made 100% gains. I've doubled my money. So that is the resistance on the way up. You then also can DCA on your way out at the 0.26. That's at 12 cents. The next level I'll DCA out on my take profit strategy would be 18 cents, then 23 cents, 28 cents, 36 cents, and then if we ever make it there again at all-time highs at 45 cents. Which way would I be leaning right now? I would be leaning towards the buy side because we are at that first level of support. There is the RSI is in no man's land and the MACD is gaining momentum to downside. So it does look like there is a buying opportunity at these levels. We have bounced at these levels before, and worst case scenario, we can come lower and we can buy back. There is a lot of volatility, so this does look like a crypto that people trade in and out from. I don't know the fundamentals of it. The way it's trading, it doesn't look like a scam. It looks like it's gone through its 2021 highs, it's come lower. It hasn't dropped as much as other tokens. It's still holding its lows from the bear market. It still hasn't come as low as that. It is still higher than its levels of 2020. So there is people, you know that people are continuing to hold this because you've got higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and this could potentially be your next higher low. So there are more market participants within this coin. That is a bullish sign, and I would have a very clear strategy. I'll be buying at these levels, buying lower. If it goes sideways, I can be accumulating. If it goes higher, I've got areas I can be taking profits. So I can very easily come into this. If I knew the fundamentals, I can come in and I could easily have a strategy on what to do if it goes down, sideways, or upwards. So right now, this is not looking too bad. Thank you for your suggestion. Did you hear Trump just announced is 20% on electric? Let's have a look and see if there's any news on tariffs. It's on, it's off, there's new tariffs, there's less tariffs. We don't know what the tariff situation is. Let's have a look and see if we've got any news on the new tariffs. Um, I'm just trying to open up a few news sources. Let's go to the Financial Times. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We're going to be talking about XRP later on, and the news on that. We're going to be staying live for the market open, which is in about an hour and 10 minutes, so plenty of time to answer a lot of your questions. Let's see. The last news I've got on Financial Times, I don't mind sharing it with you. I've got the US tech tariff exemption will be temporary. We've already covered that. Let's see if there's any other news on the tariffs. So I think what you're referring to is what we've covered earlier, which just means that the reciprocal tariffs weren't going to be on um, electronics, but today's news. I think you're still on Friday's news with that Pravnav Shah. We have covered that. That was Friday's news. Today's news is that they are going to be part of the tariffs that are upcoming in a month or two. So I think we're all up to date on the tariff news side of things. But thank you for joining in. Just woke up. Good morning, Matt. Good morning to you. I'm about to go to bed in an hour, so good morning to you. I'm holding silver, physical, and paper ETF. What do you think silver would do? I'm bullish on silver. I'm very bullish on silver. Gold is always the better option. However, silver does have the bigger potential. But so far, gold's been making all-time highs and silver hasn't. So that's why I like owning both. But I am very bullish on silver as well. The US government owns this World One metaverse. The US government own this World One metaverse. Oh, cool. CY Web. I'll be looking into that then, so we'll keep an eye on that in the future as well. What else do we have? We've got a deleted message. Let's just see what that was about. No, it was fine. Nothing too bad. Trump posted something on Truth Social. Something today on Truth Social. I don't know if everyone's behind on the news because we have covered the let's have a look at Trump Truth Social. I think we've covered all the Trump the tariff news unless there's anything that's come out in the last couple hours. Let's have a look. Here we go. No, that has nothing to do with it. Nobody is getting off the hook. The unfair trade balances and non-monetary tariff barriers that other countries have used against us, especially not China, which by far threats us the worst. There was no tariff exemption announced on. Oh God, he's just ruining the market open now. We're really excited with this. Yes, we've clarified this. We have covered this actually today already before Trump covered it. There was no tariff exemption announced on Friday. These products are subject to existing 20% fentanyl tariffs. We already knew that, and they are moving to a different tariff bucket. We knew that. It's moving over to the chip one that's coming into effect in a month or two. The fake news knows this but refuses to report it. We are taking a look at semiconductors and the whole electronic supply chain in the upcoming national security tariff investigations. What has been exposed is that we need to make products in the United States and that we will not be held hostage by other countries, especially hostile nations like China, which do everything in its power to disrespect American people. We also cannot let them continue to abuse us on trade like they have for decades. Those days are over. The golden age of America, which includes upcoming tax regulations and cuts, a substantial amount of which will be approved by the House, Senate, which means more and better paying jobs, making the products in our nation and treating countries, in particular China, the same way they've treated us. The bottom line is our country will be bigger, better, stronger than ever. Okay, cool. So this is the important part, which we already knew, which we already covered today. That's why we came on yesterday. The news was very much there is an exemption. Today, the news was very much there isn't an exemption. It's coming into a different bucket. we've already covered this. We did this earlier today when the news came. We brought it to you, and that is the same news that we've already covered. It's just Trump tweeting it now, which is that they're already on the baseline tariffs. Yes, we knew that, but they're also moving to a different bucket, which is the electronic supply chain bucket. So nothing new to report there, but thank you for bringing that to our news. That is Trump confirming what we already thought. 1 hour ago, check. Yep, we've already seen it. Thank you. I was walking once through a dodgy alleyway at Edmonton with my headphones on, and you fired fireworks without warnings. That is hilarious. Chris Bottics, I love it. Volume level on fireworks is significantly higher than the calm tone of your voice. Chris Bottics. There we go. Thank you very much for that funny story. I'm glad nothing happened there. I'm glad it was just the fireworks. I don't think all this game is playing has anything to do with trade or jobs. I personally believe it would be about global monetary dominance, but I could be wrong. It could be 5D chess. Yeah, it could certainly be about keeping the US dollar the world reserve currency. Let's get prepared for an XRP event. So let me get up the Ripple news because this is significant and we can still cover it a week later than it came out. I'm just going to be getting prepared for this video, so that'll take me a couple minutes, but do stay on the chat. Shall I start your title is scaring me. No, it's not there to scare you, it's there to get you prepared. They are on edge. The market is volatile. We've been speaking about how to deal with volatility. It's not about panic selling, it's not about FOMOing in, it's about having a plan. Why did you buy it? Are the reasons still there? Do you know what I mean? We should scroll back into the video and see all the ways to deal with volatility. They are on edge. The whole market's on an edge. Companies are on edge. We don't know what the future is. The only thing we know is volatility. The only thing we know is markets can go sideways, down, or up. We need to prepare for all different scenarios. Okay, so I'm just going to get prepared for an XRP video. So let's see. I entered at $20,000 in into XRP. The price was about 18, but I didn't go down. I decided to take the opportunity to enter when I saw that the price turned up. Was that good? Frederick, I cannot answer that question because I don't know your situation. XRP, good news, Sensei. Send it to the moon, please. Let's see what we can do. Trying to find... I'm just trying to get prepared for this XRP Ripple video, so do bear with me. Okay, I've got that there. Let's get Brad Garlinghouse's comments as well. Let's see if he's posted anything recently, Brad Garlinghouse. We'll be doing an extended show, so normally we finish now, so that's why I'm getting prepared for an XRP video, and then we'll move towards the futures open. We will do a summary for you about the acquisition. bear with me for another couple minutes. Let's see some of your questions. XRP good news. Yes, this is very good news. What are your thoughts on interest rates and stocks like RKT? No opinions at the moment. Media digitation one. You're still on your first month badge. As soon as you go onto your 1 month badge, we can start doing requests for you media digitization. If you want us to have a look at that, we can. If you do a super chat, we can have a look at it. I think we did look at it last week though for you. So I think your badge will be turning to 1 month very shortly. What else did I want to show? XRP wish list. XRP price prediction from that bank. There was a big bank that reported on, and they gave XRP price prediction. I think it was Standard Chartered. Okay, cool. So we're ready for the XRP news. How many likes do we have? Do we have enough support to do the XRP news? 360 people watching, 65 likes. Let's refresh that for a second. $205 likes. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can get this to 250 likes, and as soon as we do, we will start the XRP video. We'll be turning it into a video as well. Let's get some music on. Let's get ready for the big news. Let's get ready for the future.
People are living together in seemingly perfect harmony until one day a young man catches fire.
A bit worse than we
Phoenix.
expected. Get some music on. Let's get ready. 40 likes. We can do this very quickly. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. How good is the value so Martyn brings up, you guys? Thank you, Matt, so much. Love the support. Very much. I appreciate it. It's how you will join this broadcast alongside Rory at the Masters in Hull. Thank you for tuning in. Join my favourite deep dive on chat. Exactly what you suggested earlier. What was it? You mean the fundamentals? I don't know if we have time to do that, but we'll see. Thank you very much. You can always suggest it and put it on a list and things I can look at. I can't promise I'll do it right now. 236 likes, 13 more likes, and we'll get on to the XRP news. Hit the like button. James has got the idea. Smash the like button. If you've already liked it, come over here and give some reactions. You can do that in the comments if you already liked. If you can't do anything else, or you can like it again. Yeah. We'll bring the music down. Sorry. People can't hear me. I'm sorry. I was getting too excited with the music. Have a listen. The music was too loud. Sorry. 3 more likes and we can turn off the loud music. One more like We've got it. You did it. One more. Who hasn't liked the stream yet? Who's being lazy? Who hasn't hit the like button? There we go. We've done it. Well, you've done it. Phoenix. Thank you all. Yes, that's brilliant. We did it. 250 likes. Sorry that some of you couldn't hear me. The music was a bit loud. We can hear you. How much money do I need to send you to follow your live? No, we don't. Okay. Firstly, firstly, the amount of money we could make if we were saying you can follow our trades, we've got this. Look, we don't do that. Firstly, because I don't want anyone to lose money. Everyone's situation is different. Just following me won't be right for you. Secondly, the membership doesn't tell you when we're doing when you shouldn't follow our trades. We tell you what we're doing all the time. We do that for free. Martyn says it during his live shows. He tweets it out. In the description, go follow our Twitters. We will tell you what we're thinking. We'll tell you the trades we're doing. That's all for free, but not because we want not because we want you to follow us. It's just so we are transparent. I tell you when I buy on sale live here. To become a member, you're not going to get any more information than you get for free. We are just only giving it to you because you are part of the family, you are part of our investment journey, and we want to share it with you to be transparent. And if you want to become a member, that shouldn't be your sole reason. There is many perks and benefits to that. So that's $3 a month. We're not charging you a fortune for that. So you shouldn't follow anyone's trades. Update: only 4% of people worldwide own BTC. Interesting. I thought it would be more than that. Music too loud. I didn't hear what you said about paying for a deep dive on DAG. So DAG, so what we can do is Martyn does fundamental reviews, but on crypto sides, I can try and do a deep dive on the fundamentals. It will be hard for me to do it on this live show. We might need to dedicate live shows to that. If you do give a super chat, then what we can do is I can put it on a list of things that we dive into, and at some point that will be done for you. So yeah, I can't promise I'll do it today, but if you do a super chat, I think you can do it that way, and hopefully at one point I'll get to it. It's just busy now. Turn on love hearts. I'm sending you, but I can't see the bottom of your screen. There it is. There's your love hearts. Thank you, Matt. Meaning money will begin moving out of the market on every spike held, assuming. So much for XRP pump. I'm watching it go down as we sit here with no volume. Yeah. I mean, today isn't a very special day for XRP. We're waiting for the market open. That's when we'll start seeing the volatility either towards the downside or to the upside. Yes, I do. We are coming on to the news now, and we're going to make it into a video. Let's get the XRP chart live here. Let's go back to here. Let's get AI here as well. It's always great to give us a synopsis of what's going on. Okay, let's get ready. I need to get a new chair. My chair is broken. It doesn't pump towards the upside and it squeaks. So I do have a chair on order, so hopefully that will get better as well. CV World Group, that is fake news, and I'm going to delete that comment because we don't like fake news here. Okay, here we go. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investors channel. We are looking at XRP Ripple acquisition, XRP price predictions, my full exit strategy, and my strategy going into all of this volatility going on in the market. So thank you for tuning in. We are going to be covering all those facts within this video. So do stay tuned until the end for a special discount code for some XRP merch. That will come later. Make sure you watch to the end. Okay, so what we've got going on is a big deal. This has happened last week. We covered it there and then, but we've had time to digest it. It is still very relevant. It is still the biggest news we've got from Ripple ever. And this is potentially the biggest news we've ever got for XRP. This is very important news that is still bullish a week from now. It will be bullish a year from now. So let's digest it a little further. How did this start? This started with a tweet from Brad Garlinghouse. This started with the tweet that's saying Ripple has acquired um, has created an acquisition of Hidden Road for 1.25 billion. In the time where every single company is not making big decisions, companies aren't IPOing, companies don't have so much uncertainty. Ripple is thriving. Ripple is acquiring businesses for 1.25 billion. This is a cryptocurrency company that deals with XRP. This is one of the biggest moves in the crypto space ever. And here we go, one of the largest deals ever in the crypto space. But the price tag isn't what's most important, is that this deal marks a once in a lifetime opportunity for crypto to access large and the most trusted traditional markets and vice versa. I'll be telling you exactly where I think XRP is going. I've got some price predictions that I think are realistic, but I also think will excite a lot of people, so do stay tuned. This is a prime broker alongside other key functionalities historically managed by banks for the most part, like Hidden Row, have proven themselves as the trusted intermediary for large hedge funds, market makers, OTC desks, quant traders, and more. Ripple has been a customer of Hidden Row for years, and we know their breadth of expertise firsthand, clearing 3 trillion annually for 300 of the top financial institutions globally. This is massive. This is great. Ripple have been customers. They've been using Ripple. Ripple knows their business. They've made a good offer. They've accepted the offer, and now they own this broker. This place uses different ways to send money to different companies. It uses it as a brokerage, and now they can use the XRP ledger. They can use RLUSD. They can use XRP. They clear $3 trillion annually. That is massive. That could be added to the XRP's market cap, for example, if that was all part of it. So that is a lot of money. And remember, the special thing about XRP is it's not really the market cap isn't how much people are investing, it's how much is in XRP. And if they're moving trillions of dollars, that is part of the market cap, and that will push the price up. And $3 trillion is larger than I think the whole market cap of the cryptocurrency space right now. I'm not saying that's all going to come onto the ledger, but a proportion of that will. And this is one of their first acquisitions, or at this scale. This is the capital and activity that will tap into XRP and XRP's ledger, bread and butter, instant, efficient, scalable, and low-cost movement of value. Instead of waiting over 24 hours to settle trades through fiat rails, Hidden Row will be using XRPL for clearing a portion of their trades, and most consequentially using RLUSD as collateral across its prime brokerage services, including cross-asset, crypto, and traditional instrument trades. That is massive. RLUSD being used as collateral, XRP being used to do what it was made. Remember, Bitcoin was made for cross-border payments. That's not what anyone thinks of Bitcoin. XRP is made for cross-border payments, and it's doing cross-border payments. So that's incredible. With this deal and the backing of Ripple's significant balance sheet, Ripple's balance sheet is incredible. Hidden Road will be exponentially expanded, and its capacity to service its pipeline and become the largest non-bank prime broker globally. Ripple and Hidden Road combined are a generational leap forward, ready to truly bring worlds of traditional and decentralized finance together. And that's key, bringing those two worlds together. And this is the start of that. We're looking at the XRP price, currently sat at $2.10. We've been trading XRP, we've been holding it for the long term, we've been covering XRP I've been holding it for 7 years, I've been covering it for 3 years on the channel. And we've been buying at 30 cents. We've been trading this. I've come on the show and I've told you exactly what I'm selling. I sold at the all-time highs, 10% of my position to buy back lower. We've historically been buying at $2 many times, making 40% moves within days every time it hits $2. It had significant bounces. Last week I came on the show and I gave you my most up-to-date feelings about it. Last Sunday I said $2 being hit again. You're knocking at that door. It's probably going to fall further. And I gave you my 2 next levels I'm going to buy it: $1.80, $1.71. And those exact levels came into fruition. I bought at those levels. I'm already up 22%. So I'm very happy with that. We're back above $2, so we've got $2 as support once again, which allows traders to get back in at $2. It allows another base at $2, so it won't fall as far as it could. So that is all good news. We're bullish again. We're back above $2. Everyone said that XRP is going to collapse once it goes down $2. Well, it corrected to the exact levels I was prepared for. So I'm very happy with that, and that's why. I'm going to be holding for my XRP, and I've still got my price predictions of $10 to $12 by the end of the year. And that is, of course, if the wider markets don't go into recession, if the S&P 500 continues moving up. Remember what I've been saying in times of volatility. What do? Well, you look at the three options. The market's going to go up, the market's going to go sideways, the market's going to go down. Three options. That's the only three things that can occur. So going into your position, when you're making your buy, you need to be prepared for. You have to have a plan for each of those scenarios. And I've had my plan, I've shared my plan, and I'll share it again during this video. If I'm buying, my average position's around 50 cents. I bought a lot at 30 cents. And I had a take profit strategy. That's why I was selling a few shares at all time highs, the 1618, and I did that live on the show. You can go back and watch the videos. I do also have a higher price targets: $4.70, $5.30, $6, $7. All of these are Fibonacci levels. I'll be dollar cost averaging out my position. So I've got my strategy for the upside, and I'm sticking to it towards the upside. Those levels I'll be selling more. These levels I'll trimming off the top to buy back lower. So that's my strategy for the upside. I've got a clear strategy. I know why I'm selling. I know my time frames, 1 year slash 4 years. I don't care about the time scales. If it goes up in the short term, I'll sell more. If it takes longer to go up, I'll sell less, because XRP will be used more within the future, so its value will be higher. Right now, its value isn't $50 today. So if it went to $50 today, I'll sell it all in 4 to 5 years' time, or in 10, 15 years' time. Its value might be at $50, so I won't be selling all my positions. So it depends on that as well. So that's my situation if it goes up. If it goes sideways, I'll just continue with my monthly buying, DCAing into XRP. If it goes down, I'm prepared for a 50% crash. I'm prepared for a bear market of 80% corrections. I'll buy at $1.25. I'll buy at $1. I'll buy at $0.64. I'll buy at 50 cents if it goes all the way that low. I don't think it will go as low as 50 cents. It might go down to $1 in a recession. I'll buy if it goes down. That's my strategy. My risk is high. I don't mind taking high risks. And I'll be buying at those lower levels. If it goes sideways, I'll dollar cost average. So I'm prepared for an 80% crash. I'm prepared for this to go sideways for 3 years. I'm prepared for this to shoot up this year. I'm prepared for this to go up in 4 years' time. So I'm covered. I'm happy. I've got my strategy in place. Big banks, Standard Chartered is also expecting big gains. This is incredible that big banks are now coming out and giving price prediction on XRP. XRP is being noticed by the big banks. Standard Chartered sees XRP soaring to 500%, flipping Ethereum as the second largest crypto. That's their price prediction. They're saying $12.50. That aligns with my theory as well. They're saying by the end of the Trump administration. I'm saying this is altcoin season, should be this year. Historically, looking at cycles, this year should be the year we see a $10 XRP. Standard Chartered has officially initiated coverage on XRP, forecasting a mega rally for the crypto asset driven by its role in global payments and tokenization. Tokenization is massive, and XRP is at the forefront of that. In a Tuesday report, Jeffrey Kendrick, the bank's global head of digital asset research, projected that XRP could surge around 500% to reach $12.50 by the end of 2028 as part of this new coverage. Kendrick also anticipates that XRP market capitalization will surpass that of Ethereum's within the same time frame, he said. He stated, by the end of 2028, we'll see XRP's market cap overtaking Ethereum, so that'll make XRP the largest non-stablecoin digital asset at the time, and I am in full agreement. I think XRP deserves the number 2 spot. Well, I think it deserves the number 1 spot, but Bitcoin has created its new role. I think XRP should be number 2, and I think it will get there in the next 5 years, and I think it will make $10, and I think it will go to $50, and I do think it does have a path to $100 as well. So I am very bullish on XRP, and I'll be happy for it to go down so I can buy more. Here's some key facts about the acquisition. Ripple is acquiring Hidden Road. We know that for $1.25 billion. They processed $3 trillion for 300 top institutional clients. It's going to be integrating the XRP ledger. Hidden Row plans to migrate its post-trade activities to the XRP ledger, enhancing efficiency and reducing costs. Exactly what the cryptocurrency was made for. This is one of the only cryptocurrencies out there which is doing what it was designed to do, and it's actually doing it at a large scale. What's RLUSD going to do? It's going to act as collateral across Hidden Road's prime brokerage products, enabling efficient cross-margining between digital and traditional markets. The enhanced demand for XRP. With institutional clients settling trades on the XRPL, demand for XRP is expected to rise, potentially driving up its price. If the demand increases, the price will go up. Strengthening RLUSD's position by serving as collateral in prime brokerage services, RLUSD's utility and adoption in institutional finances are likely to grow. Remember, this is what we've been saying XRP is going to do, and now it's doing it at a massive scale, and now it's got RLUSD to deal with the collateral side of things. Perfect. Bridging traditional and decentralized finance, the integration facilitates a seamless connection between traditional financial markets and decentralized finance, positioning Ripple at the forefront of this convergence. Let's see what it can do for the price of XRP. There's a surge in market confidence. Institutional investors will be seeing what's going on. Ripple's making massive moves. $1.25 billion isn't a light move. $3 trillion moved annually isn't a small amount. Institutions are looking at this. Banks are making price prediction on this. They're covering XRP's price. This is going to be a surge in market confidence. They're going to see this as a strong bullish signal. 1.25 billion acquisition as a show of strength and a long-term commitment to institutional adoption. XRP often reacts positively to major announcements, especially those involving traditional integration. It did react positively. Increased utility, uptick in volume and trading activity on XRPL, upwards pressure on XRP's price. Increased visibility and media coverage. Remember, the cryptocurrency market, it gets swung within these bull cycles with a lot of media coverage. That's what helps the price move up, and this is going to attract a lot of news coverage. If the markets are risk off for Bitcoin is falling, XRP's rally could be muted in good news. Remember, we've seen this with the SEC case. They won the SEC case, and I'm talking a year or two ago now, when they actually, when the judge made it the law of the land that XRP is not a security. The price surged 100%. The next day, it fell back down again. Not because the news wasn't good, it was because the wider markets were in a bear market, and it wasn't the best time for the news to come out. We're sort of in the same situation now. If we were at all-time highs, the markets are still moving up, then this news would have made XRP surge to $6, for example. This news is still good long term. There can still be better news stories coming out, but if the wider markets are falling, the gains will be muted until the longer term, where they will actually be in effect. Okay, so that is the coverage on that. So again, if you've enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, subscribe. We'll be covering all the news. Remember, the XRP ETF still hasn't come out, the spot ETF. We've got a leverage ETF now, but the spot ETF hasn't come out yet. There is so much more good news out there for XRP. I'll be showing you my strategies. I'll be telling you exactly what I'm doing, and we will be covering it live together every single time there's a major event on XRP. So please do subscribe, hit the like button, and until next time, take care of yourself and each other. There will be, sorry, I messed up the ending, but there will be videos up here and here. And I did forget to tell you that there is an XRP. We do have our merch. So before I end the video, for the people that listened at the beginning of the video, I'm going to give you a discount code. The discount code is 25 off, 25 off. That will give you 25% off anything on the XRP page. So you'll get 25% off your phone cases, your mugs, your jumpers, your t-shirts, 25 off, and that will go live as soon as this video is coming out. So you can do that. There is also, if you click on the 11-ounce mug, there is a 40% discount right now when you're buying the XRP 11-ounce mug. It will add the buying the dip mug, you'll have the Lucasade mug, and you'll get them as a 40% discount for £38. There is only a limited supply of each of these mugs. Right now, there is 10 of each of these mugs available. So there you go. There's a 25% discount if you only want one. If you want 3 mugs, the 40% discount is live right now. When you click on it, you can add it as a bundle. And also, if you spend 100, you get another 20% off. I'll let you look at all the discounts. Until next time, Here's a link to the merch. Here's the next video you should watch. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye. Okay, that's going to come out as a video later on. The 40% discount is there for anyone who's watching live. There is a limited supply. I think there's only 5 of the Lucasades Win mug left. Let me give you the link for the merch store for anyone who's watching live. If you want to buy one item, you can always wait for that video to come out and you can get the 25% discount. Here's the link to the merch store. This one, if you're trying to get all 3 mugs, this is the best time to buy it. You get 40% off each of these mugs. Each of them are part of the merch special deal, which means when you buy any item of merch, post it in Discord. We're having a special event on the last Friday of each month. We're going to start off with this month. It won't be on YouTube. It will be a unlisted event only for merch holders. We'll be having insights with me and Martyn. We're all going to be having a cup of tea with our merch. And to get part of the private Discord, where you get the link for that, if you buy a piece of merch and you post a picture into Discord, you'll be part of that. You can buy the 3 mugs, you can buy 1 mug, anything. Make sure you post a picture. If you order it now, it will come in time for you to post a picture and join us for that. There is only 10 of each mug available. I'll give you the link here for this specific mug, which you can buy 3 for 40% off. There is a lot on the store now. We've got Martyn's merch here. You've got the Sensei Crypto merch. Got the limited collection stuff as well here. Let's get back to comments and let's see what everyone's saying. Real safer bet, but I'd watch the market for a little before you throw it all in there. Over 30 years though, it won't matter what you bought, it's for the long time frame. Yeah, you have to have a long-term view on these things. I'm also prepared for any situation on XRP, bullish or bearish. Yeah, if you go into a position, you have to, as long as you're prepared for all outcomes, then you're in it for the right reasons. $20 XRP will give it the same market cap as most tech stocks. $15, $20 XRP. So let's just check XRP's market cap right now. Well, there's 1 billion coins. The price is $2. Yeah, but coin market cap does it as the circulating supply. It's 123 billion. So let's say it's at $20. Is that what you said? $20 XRP, so it'll be 10 times this. The market cap will be $1 trillion. So the big tech stocks won't be anywhere near them. Let's just look at Apple's market cap. It is 3 trillion. So yeah, Nvidia 2.7 trillion. Something with a much lower market cap. Tesla, 800 billion. So it will be still a 2 or 3x away from those levels, but again, in 4 years' time, those tech stocks could be much higher. And also remember, this isn't a company. This is
Vaz donated £4.99 through a
I
super
love this,
chat.
Vaz. Thank you.
Sensei putting the sense in the stock market and crypto.
Thank you very much, Vaz, for that super chat. Very kind words. We'll be coming on to Vaz straight after this video. He's got one of his best videos ever. I'm very excited to watch it. It's about Archer Aviation and Joby. We'll be doing the stock analysis for that after shortly as well to get prepared for that video. But remember, with XRP, the market cap isn't because people are investing in a stock. It's because there's going to be so much activity on XRP. It's not even about market cap. Market cap can go out the window, really, because it's how much money's being moved around the world, and trillions is being moved around the world. And if you just have a small market share, 10 trillion is nothing. As you've just seen, that company is moving 3 trillion a year. If that's part of the market cap, then it can easily go to $20. We've just got Martyn calling in, so I'm going to put him onto the screen. I'm going to put him. Let's see if we can add him to my side. Here we go. There we've got Martyn. Welcome to the show, Martyn.
Thank you, Sensei. It's great to be on your show. Great job, as always. I've got a few very important announcements to make, Sensei. If you could let me go full screen just for a moment. I've got some very important announcements to make just for a moment, folks. I'll be right back with Sensei in a couple of seconds. First of all, I've just got some information a few seconds ago from Donald Trump, and they are really now back stepping from these exemptions on tariffs. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. This is news just out. Trump says his administration will look at the whole electronic supply chain, and I haven't got time to go into this full story, but essentially what it's saying is they're very much backing off from what they've just been saying about exemptions. So what does that mean? Well, this is my portfolio. As you can see, I'm 100% in the S&P, and these are the levels that I've been buying at. It's been great. I've been buying the bottoms. I had set 20 shares of the S&P 500, which was about $10,000 plus, about $11,000 to buy tonight at 7 p.m. Central, 2 hours after the futures, which Sensei is going to cover live. If we get a couple of dollar drop, I was going to do that. I'm not. I've cancelled those orders. I'm all in. I'm all in with my cash. I'm all in with margin and refinancing, but I'm not going to buy that because I'm expecting a pop, then a drop, and I can get a much better price. This is playing around with the market. That's the first thing I wanted to say. Second of all, I've got another announcement to make. We've been providing on our Discord server a special service. It's about to get a lot better, but it's also about to become a lot more exclusive as well. Let me explain what I mean. Some of you are asking about memberships, and I wanted you to answer that and tell you about the updates that I'm just putting in place today. If you become a member, and I'll put in the chat right now the membership link. If you click on that link, you can become a member of our channel. You do need to, if you are on an iOS device, which is iPad or an iPhone, you need to select a browser and then a desktop version of that browser. That's because Apple tried to take commission out of Google and they don't like it. So if you are on an iPad or an iPhone, you need to select a browser and then find the desktop version by clicking the dots, and you'll work that out, whichever platform, whichever browser that you use. Now, if you become a member, there are many, many streams now, more and more members-only live streams, members-only videos, members-only chats. All my shows are members-only now because we're just so busy on my shows that I now focus on the real investors. We're not wasting our time with bots and trolls. We're focusing on our members. Remember, it was always about becoming the best channel, not the biggest channel. We want to provide the best service for our members. That's one thing you get. All my interviews with CEOs are all members only. If you follow me on X and Instagram, I'll put those links in the chat. I will engage with all of my members. If you ask me a question on YouTube, I will answer personally every single member's question. Very often make a video on it. You also get access to the extra channel. I'll put that link as well, 24/7. You can become a member there for 99 cents. And we are 24/7 now providing support all around the world at different time zones. We'll be restreaming this show later on for our global audience who are waking up in different time zones. But my team, myself, I'm always in there. Even when I'm asleep, I wake up and have a quick look and answer a question if I can. I'm always monitoring the extra channel. There are many other perks as well. You can order yourself member reviews. If you want to do a full stock analysis review up to an hour, not only does it provide you information, but it also ranks on YouTube, so you can promote your favorite stock. I can do your earnings. Now, tomorrow we start earnings season. I'm going to be doing earnings season in the morning before anything else. I'll be letting you know what earnings that is shortly. I've had several requests. You can book your own earnings in. Now, what's changing on Discord? One thing is changing on Discord. Okay, so we've been providing a free service to our members on Discord. So in other words, if you are a YouTube member of the main channel, you get access to Discord. And in Discord, we have you can talk to me and Sensei You can talk to Ed Nevius about scalp training. It's all free. We provide that service for free. However, it's become so popular now we have to limit it. So we're not taking anything away from our original members. I always said our founder members would always get the best deal. So you've got until the end of this month, if you are a founder member or becoming a member, to become a member and get free access to Discord. After that, it's going away for free membership. Okay, it's going to be only premium, and it's only $2 to become premium. I think $2.99 it is. But so of course, if I'm going to make it premium, what am I going to offer extra? Well, as it happens, about 50% of you are already premium members, and you already get the benefits of premium. So the rest that are in there, you will always have the service. But what we're doing, because there are so many now using the service, if you want to get access to Discord, we at the end of this month, there'll be no more free entry for free for being a YouTube member. It'll all be premium. It's only a couple of bucks, and I'll give you the link to Discord right now. So in addition to the services that I provided before, I will only be accepting friend requests from premium customers. The reason for that is I want to be able to answer everybody's question. If I'm friends of everybody, I can't answer everyone's question. That's the first thing. The second thing is me and Sensei are in the process of recording a series of videos that will be available to Discord premium customers only, training videos. For example, Sensei, what is a Fibonacci chart? And he'll show me what a Fibonacci is. Sensei, what is a support line? And a short little video explaining what a support line is, and so on. These videos will be exclusive to our premium customers in Discord. So it's only a couple of bucks, but it was always there. It's always been there, but we're now just not giving away free service anymore just because there are too many people. So you've got until the end of the month to become a member, claim your free service. After that, it's all going to be kept the same as it was before for our original founder members, but new members will have to be a premium customer for only $2. But that way you can get the service from Ed Nevius, the service from Sensei, talk to me. I'll accept all friend requests from everyone premium, and you'll get a much better service because I'll be able to answer everyone's questions rather than having to wait. Plus the videos are coming out as well, which is going to enhance the services for premium as well. Okay. So there you go. There's a little update. Now, also at the end of today's show, whenever Sensei finishes, he's going to go through the open of the futures. So we're going to see how the market moves. After Sensei has done his show tonight, we have a world premiere. It's Vaz's best ever video. This is it here. This will go live straight after Sensei. Now, this live stream where Sensei is now will take you directly to Vaz's premiere. There's also a link in the top of the chat. Now, after this premiere, it'll take you to our extra service. Our extra service is 24/7. Now, you don't want to miss this. What this is today is replaying all today's highlights. Many of you missed it this morning. We were giving you fundamental news. This is the replay now of Sensei. You can see here. This is going to give you all the fundamentals you missed this morning. Lutnick and so on and so forth. It's Lutnick, Sensei. I heard you laughing about it earlier. Lutnick. And we'll be replaying that so you can get all the Sunday shows and be prepared for the open. I'm going to be watching this throughout the night, tweeting on my X, tweeting on my Instagram if I am buying. I'll also be in the chat on Extra. You want to be an extra after Vaz's premiere, it'll take you automatically to the 24-hour stream. And then in the morning, I'll give you the link in the extra channel to the opening bell on the main channel where we are right now, and you'll join me for that once again. So I hope all these updates make sense. Hopefully you agree. It's about providing a better service, not me getting more members and so on. It's about providing a better service. So first of all, memberships for free on Discord is going away at the end of this month. Everyone who's been a founder member, already a member, you're going to get that service as always. Everybody joining new will have to be a premium. It's only $2, but in return, you're going to get a lot more training videos, direct contact with me. I'll answer all your questions as priority and accept friend requests immediately, and you get access immediately. So that's how that works. We've got Vaz's show coming up right at the end of this, then the extra channel, and then I'll be in the extra channel all night letting you know about my trades, what I'm buying, what I'm not, and so on. And then in the morning, I'll be back live once again with an early show, earlier than normal, because I've got some earnings to sort out first, and then the opening bell. Sensei, thank you for your time, and it's back to you. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Martin. Let me get that ready. There we go. Exciting updates, always there to add more value to the original members and everyone as well, because you will get a better service. Let's get back to the market. We just heard that news from Martin that we've been covering today, and how this news that we were so excited about is unfortunately they're painting a bad picture on it again. So we are looking at market open in 20 minutes. Stay with me. Let's see how it opens. What do I genuinely think now? Well, yesterday I was expecting a 5 to 10% pump. This morning I was expecting a 3% pump. Now, are we going to open green or red? Who knows? Let's do a poll. In theory, fundamentally, with the facts, without any emotion, it's still better situation than we were on the close on Friday. In reality, it's with all the noise right now and how they're painting this as a picture, it's doesn't seem as good anymore, even though it is. Here we go. Here's the poll, and then we'll do a new poll on what everyone expects. What do you expect from the markets this week? Market volatility, 48% of you thought about that. I agree. Relief rally, not too sure anymore. Slower bleeding, maybe. Flat and boring, that's is 9% of you guys. What do I think? I'm just prepared for volatility because that's what I think is going to happen. I'm prepared for it to go down, up, sideways. Let's do a new poll. Start a poll. Market. We are watching market open. Will it be green or red? Green, red. Or should we just say pump? Will it be a pump or dump? That's a better way of doing it. Pump, dump, or nothing. Or nothing. Not very good at polls. We are watching market open. Will it be green or will it be a green or red? Pump, dump, nothing. Here we go. Let's get a new poll going because we're counting down the minutes to market open and to Vaz's new video. Pump, dump, nothing. We are watching market open. Will it be green or red? Let me add that as the new. I want to see what everyone's expecting, and we'll see if we're right or wrong. I'm going to still go on the pump side because it should be a pump. Maybe it'll be a nothing burger. We'll see. We'll keep that open to keep an eye on what everyone's voting. Please do take part in that new poll. Bitcoin is giving us an indication that the markets might be red. We can see that it is down 2% today. Where was Bitcoin on Friday, however? Bitcoin on Friday was closed the day there. What was it actually at market close? Let's have a look. Friday. This would be around market close. So it's at Bitcoin's around the same price that it closed on Friday. So in that sort of case, it might be opening at where it closed on Friday. Let's have a look on the market. It might not be as big of a pump as we saw. I'll be very surprised to see it go down, but it looks like more volatility is going to be introduced into the markets. Let's have a look at Archer Aviation and Joby in preparation of Vaz's video, which we'll be going to straight after the markets open. He'll be covering news on Archer and Joby. Archer did come down to this very important level of $5. It tested support and now it's struggling with resistance at $7. So it needs some good news to make it go back above $7 and head back to all-time highs. Right now, it is in a downwards trend. You can see that the trend is towards the downside on Archer Aviation. You can see that there's very much a trend towards the downside. So this trend is going to continue until we break out of around $8, $7. Right now we are on a downtrend towards for Archer Aviation. I won't be surprised to see $5 again. I'll be interested in Archer if it breaks $8. Joby will also be covered in that video. If you want the fundamentals, which is probably more important than the charts right now, stay around for around 20 minutes and we'll be going straight to that live premiere from our eVTOL expert Vaz. Joby is on a very nice long-term uptrend. It was at that trend again at $5. Now that does seem, again, it's in no man's land right now. I wouldn't be taking a trade on it right now, but again, it is in a downtrend, but it looks like it's ready to break out of this downtrend. This downtrend has been in force for a while, and it's getting very real. It's getting very ready. It's just tested this long-term uptrend. It's bounced from it. It's now coming up to the supply line. It's looking like $7 next, and then possibly $10. So Joby to me is looking a bit more interesting, as it's on a verge of a breakdown, a breakout, towards the upside. So Joby to me is looking interesting. Let's go on the 1-day time frame, have a better look at it. Yep, you can see this downtrend. When these trends end, you can see big pumps towards the upside. Let's have a look at it on the weekly as well. Yeah, you're holding this upwards trend. You've got this downwards trend. It looks like you're ready to head to $7. That's your next level of resistance. If that breaks, $9 is next. So I've got two targets for Joby. I've got a 20% move to the upside and then a 67% move to the upside. So Joby is looking very, very ready for a pump. I'm going to have a look at the fundamentals. I'm going to be watching that video with Vaz. That Vaz is produced with all of you guys right after the market open. We are on a countdown, 13 minutes to market open. If you're still with me, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get ready for market open. Let's have a look at your comments. Is XRP decoupling? XRP looks different to Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Bitcoin's down. Let's go on the day. Let's go on the 4-hour. That might help us a bit better. That's what Bitcoin looks like. It's down 2.5%. XRP is down 2.47% as well. So to me, it looks they are doing the exact same thing. So yeah, I would disagree with your statement there. Yep, I agree with you, Dan. Not yet, still following BTC for now. Yes, Nick Jones, you are right. Just tuned in. Can we have some highlights of the news? I thought we were set to pump. Cheers. Of course. So I think I've got it written down. I can show you here what the news is. There's a lot going on, so let's make sure you've got the correct news. Here we go. On Friday, after market close, this wasn't factored into the price. The Trump administration, Lutnick, no, what was it? Lutnick. I forgot what Martyn said already. Lutnick, or whatever his name is, Secretary Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary, whoever he is, the main guy, the tariff guy. On Friday, the Trump administration. Sorry, no, this one was the Trump administration. Let me start again. This is the news. This is the tariff news you might miss. Let's make you not confused anymore. On Friday, after market close, wasn't priced in. The Trump administration exempted. They made a statement. Smartphones, laptops, other electronics are going to be exempt from the reciprocal tariffs. Still got that baseline 20% tariff, but all those reciprocal tariffs, that trade war, it was going to be exempt. Chips, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, all going to very much benefit from that. They're no longer going to have 100+% tariffs. That was set to make the market explode in 10 minutes time on futures. We were very happy about that. We announced the news on that. What changed today? We did another live stream and we explained exactly what changed. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick appeared on ABC's This Week. He came in for an interview. We showed you the live interview. What happened in that? He stated that these products, these electronics, these iPhones, these chips are going to be included in the semiconductor tariffs that are going to be introduced in a month or two. So they're going to be back on the tariff list. So they're moving over to a different type of tariff, same implications, maybe not as high. So on Friday, we thought no tariffs apart from the baseline. Today, we've got news that's now been backed up by Trump that there is going to still be additional tariffs on these items. I think we've got Truth Social here, where just an hour ago, Trump also confirmed this. These products, talking about electronics, are subject to the existing 20% tariffs, and they are just moving to a different tariff bracket. So we are taking a look at the semiconductors and the whole electronic supply chain in the upcoming. So they're being moved to a different type of tariff, which is set to hit in a month or two. So it was very good news on Friday. It's not going to be part of the reciprocal tariffs. Today we got news it's actually going to still have additional tariffs because it's going to be part of the separate tariff. Where's that gone? Here we go. So all of these products at risk: smartphones, laptops, earbuds, memory chips, all that sort of stuff. So short-term relief for big tech is what we thought. Now there's new uncertainty because today there's a possible return of the tariffs in a month or two higher. So yeah, exactly. So hopefully that has helped you understand the news right now. No worries, Vaz. We look forward to watching your video. Let's see if that's cleared everything up. If we failed, if what it was a failed confirmed follow through on Friday. A failed confirmed follow through on Friday. I don't quite know what you mean, Tommy. We will probably get a pump a little bit and take profits head a bit lower, most likely. Yeah, we could get a little pump and dump. That is not off the cards. XRP is now overdue a pump. Well, when the markets are heading down and there's all this uncertainty, we can't really expect XRP to be pumping or risky assets like crypto to be part of a pump. But I agree, if everything was all right, if the markets were going sideways, XRP, I'd be expecting at $5 now, especially with that news that came out last week that we just covered today. Are we waiting for the bond markets? No, we're going to be looking. That is important, but what we're going to be focusing on is just the NASDAQ and S&P 500. We'll do a deeper dive tomorrow. Martyn will be going live with all the fundamentals. We just want to see how markets will open in 8 minutes' time. Hey peeps, good day. Perfect, thank you. Thoughts on Flare? Let's have a look at Flare. Flare is probably getting destroyed right now. Can everyone hear my chair? Can anyone hear my chair squeaking? I feel very self-conscious about my chair squeaking. Oh, Flare was up 6% today and now it's selling off. Interesting. Wow, Flare's actually recovered quite nicely. Yeah, this is where I took some extra positions at 1.2 cents. Yeah, Flare's going to do its thing. It's a high risk altcoin. It could. I'm prepared for it to come back down to lower levels. I'll just be accumulating because I think in a bull market in altcoin season, Flare is one of the undervalued coins out there. So Flare is just doing its thing. We have to wait until the altcoin season starts. It's time for accumulation. I won't be buying it now. However, if it drops back down, I'll buy more. If it drops to 0.008, I'll buy more. Right now, it's time for patience. It's time to dig the trenches, buy the positions at lower costs, and wait for better days. Any thoughts on Ox coin? No current thoughts. So I was expecting for market open after good news. Who knows what to expect now? Who knows? Let's see what you guys expect. Do we have the poll here? I don't have it here, but I've got it on my other screen. Oh, let's have a look at it here. Pump 43%, dump 45%, nothing 12%. So everyone's 50-50. We'll find out in 6 minutes' time. So no, I was excited for market open. Yeah, I was excited as well. I wanted to see that 10%, another 10% day, but with today's news and Trump's tweet in the last hour, it doesn't look like it's going to be as the pump we were expecting. It is where the market holds higher volume than the previous day. Oh, okay, Tommy, what was your last one? It's a failed confirmed follow through on Friday. Interesting. Thank you for that piece of knowledge. Okay, so let's have a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ futures. Let's get prepared. Doo-doo-doo. We can certainly pump a little bit. Let's go back to the 1 day time frame. Have we come back to a 50% retrace on NASDAQ? Oh yeah, we did. We've already got a 50% retrace. So yeah, it could just be a lower high now, unfortunately. We've got this trend to the downside. We're expecting to go back below. What about the S&P 500? Let's look at it through VU. What retrace have we had on the S&P 500? Very shallow retrace on the S&P 500. We haven't even had a 50% retrace. So I would still expect this to go higher in the coming days before, even if it is a lower high structure and we do head lower and create new lows or even create a double bottom, I still would expect this move to take us a bit higher. But we will see. We have gone high enough as well as we don't have to go higher. What else do we want to look at? Gold. Gold seems to be in a very nice uptrend. Let's see if that continues. Oh, we've got a new member.
Mickey Six Strings has become a member.
Congratulations for becoming a member, and you will still be part of the new Discord. Remember, Martyn said until the end of the month, whoever's a member will be added to the Discord, and then to keep being able to get engaged with everyone, to keep answering everyone's questions from the end of this month, next month, you would have to pay for the premium Discord membership. Again, it's only $2, but best time to become a member. You've still got 2 weeks, so let me give you the membership link and join Mickey Six Strings to be a member and to be added to Discord for free. Here's the membership link. If you're on an iOS device, you have to go onto your browser, to select desktop version, and then become a member that way. But there is the link. It's the best time to be part of the membership. Before we end the show and we look at the futures and we join Vaz, here is the merch store. Please do consider there is the 40% off deal. It's basically at cost at these prices. You've got the 3 mugs. The 3 mugs that are part of the new collection, all limited, for £38. That is about £11, £12 a mug. Let me give you the link to that. It's 40% off. This is our cheapest mugs to date. You get all 3 of them. This is the XRP spring mug. You've got me and Martyn's logos on the sides. You've then got the buying the dip mug. That's what Martyn's been doing recently. That's what we've been doing recently. We've been buying the dip. There is only 10 of these. You've got the Lucas Aids win mug. This is when we had the 10% day to the upside. To remember these days, these are going to be limited. These are 10. There's only 10 available of each. There's actually only 5 available of this. So there's only 5 people who can get this 40% bundle. Let me give you the link to that again. That is 40% off for 3 mugs. Remember, end of the month you'll be added to the private Discord, which is the merch members only, and that will give you the link to the stream we'll do for only merch holders. So we'll all be there having a tea or coffee. It'll be about you, not us. We'll be answering all your questions in a smaller group. And it'll be the first one. So please do consider buying the merch, posting a picture on Discord, and then we'll be adding you to that group. And this is the best time to do it because these items are 40% off right now. So I look forward to adding new people into the merch club and seeing everyone's pictures. We have got 1 minute until market open. Let's get back on. Oh, don't know what that is. Oh, here we go. It's a link to TradingView. Here you go. If anyone wants TradingView as well, there you go. There's your link for TradingView. You get a $15 request. Here we go. Let's get ready for market open. The countdown is on. Let's look at US 500. We'll look at the S&P 500 opening. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's zoom in. Let's get ready. This will be happening in 20 seconds time.
The year is 1991.
10 seconds for the market open. Pump, dump. Everyone's saying 47 pump, 41% dump. 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Is it going to be green? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be green? Is it going to be red? Is it going to be green? Is it going to be red? Market open 1.7% up to the up. I think we're up. I think we're up 1.5%. I think we are up. We're up. 1% moves to the upside. So it could have been a 10%, but it is still better than nothing. We are up 1% on the S&P 500. And moving higher, we are up 1% on the S&P 500. Let's go over to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, why is my NASDAQ not showing? Don't know why I don't have the futures here. Let's see. Nope. NASDAQ. NASDAQ seems to be up 2%, I think. That's what I see. NASDAQ. Market closed on that one. Where is it? Here we go. We've got NASDAQ. Let me add this to my favorites so we don't have to do that again. NASDAQ is up 1.3%. NASDAQ is up 1.3%. Let me save this. Oh, I've added it to the wrong one. I'm just going to add this to my futures. Here we go. Okay, so the NASDAQ is up 1% and it's dropping. The S&P 500 is the S&P 500 is actually now only up 0.73%. That's dropping as well. So it could have been a 10% day. It would have been if we didn't get the news today, and that news has directly just come out, and it's really, those gains we could have had, it's taken away from them. Let's have a quick look at gold. Gold is probably down. Yep, gold's down 0.6% as well. Silver's down 0.2%. Oil is up 0.5%. Crypto is not reacting. Crypto has already priced it in. Let's add US 500 to this. And the S&P 500 is up 0.87%. So it's really a nothing burger at the end of the day. It could have been massive. We covered it. We told you why it's not going to be as big. It's still a pump. It's up 0.88%. Let's see where it is in the morning. Martyn will be back here for the opening bell. What we're going to do now is we're going to move over to Archer Aviation and Joby. It's going to be big fundamental news. If you want to be exposed to the new eVTOL sector and you want to have an insight into it, Vaz is going to give you. He's the best person for the job. He's going to give you an insight. It is well worth looking into it because this is a new sector. There might be lots of new investment opportunities, and if you don't know much about it, it is very much worth watching this next video we have for you. This video will take you directly there. Unfortunately, it's not as exciting as we hoped for. There is not much else to say. We're up 1% now. There is not much to do. We are still basically where we were on Friday. It's a little bit of good news. We're a little bit up. Let's see your comments, and then let's move on to the next premiere. Looks like we've got a double top on XRP. I guess we'll stay flat until there's clarity. I don't know if the minute chart is any accurate as longer term. No. When are we going there? We are going there in... Well, I'm going to end the show now, Martyn. So we'll go there very soon. Yeah, so I'll be ending the show now. Martyn's going to make sure the timing of the premiere starts exactly when we end the show, so we won't be waiting for long. We're going to end the show now. We're going to move over to that premiere. Please join me there. Join Vaz, support his best video yet. We're very excited to watch it, and it's full of very deep analysis on the fundamentals and the news that's coming out. So I'm very excited to see you all there. So do not go anywhere. It's on the same channel. Let me give you the link. Let's go and give you the link just in case you want to go there before the stream ends. It's on the videos. Here it is. Here's the link. It's got something to do with the Olympics. Here we go. Archer Joby stock. Archer Aviation Joby Olympics boost. Let's see what that's all about. Might be an opportunity there. There's the link to that. Join me there. Stock market pump is what he's talking about, not crypto. Yeah, no, we're looking at the stock market because it's just open. S&P 500 is up 0.84%. So that is still better than nothing, but it could have been a 10% day. And we explain to you why it isn't. Let's keep up to date with the tariffs. There's going to be volatility. Be prepared for the volatility. Join me now watching Vaz's premiere. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure as soon as you go into the Archer Aviation, you hit that like button for Vaz, and I'll see you in the live chat there. It starts in 2 minutes. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.